بسم الله. طيب we start إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما صليت على آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. إن شاء الله tonight, Friday night, that's the night of Saturday, preceding Saturday, the 19th of Rabi' al-Akhir, 1437, matching the 29th of January 2016. And today we are doing the first 10 verses from Surah Al-Shams, which is a Makki Surah or a Meccan Surah, the sun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا, by the sun and its brightness, وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا, by the moon when it follows her, when it follows it, وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا, by the day when it discloses her, when it unveils. Jallaha, Jalla, brought to light, disclosed, revealed. Right? وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا, by the night when it covers her. Her here referring to the sun. طيب. It. Right? وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا, by the sky and him who built it. Him, that is referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا, by the earth and him who threw it as a ball. Or who built it. Bana, right? No, I'm moving. وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا, by the sky and him who built it, by the earth and him who threw it as a ball. وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا طَحَاهَا, right? So threw it as a ball here, or we should say spread it out. Spread it out. And he put it on the footnote here, طَحَا, to throw. He threw like a ball, removed, spread out, right? So referring to the earth being leveled, being spread out, right? وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا, by the living self, yani by the soul, and him who perfected its make. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who fashioned it, the one who perfectly created it. Right? The word سَوَّا, سَوَّاهَا, on the footnote there on the side he says he straightened, duly shaped, made equal, made good, put in order, perfected the make, smoothed, leveled. سَوَّا, right? فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, then he enlightened it of its immorality and its righteousness. Immorality, wickedness, right? Committing evil, sins and like that. Taqwaha, righteousness, piety, right? Being God conscious, mindful of Allah, right? فَأَلْهَمَهَا, here either enlightened it, as he said, and on the side he put inspired, right? قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا, all of these are oaths that Allah made. This is now what He is making an oath for. The oath is قَدْ أَفْلَحَ, yani this is what He is making the oath for, right? You say by Allah something, so by Allah that thing, right? By Allah I will study. I will study is what you are making the oath for. So all of these oaths now, right, is قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا, successful indeed will be he who purifies it, yani the soul, the self. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا, and a failure indeed will be he who corrupts it. Yani the one who brings down, the one who corrupts, the one who lowers himself into committing sins and disobediences, immerses himself into that, then he has failed, right? And the other one he succeeded. So this is what the oath is made for. طيب. So now we look at the surah. I noticed usually he would start with the writing, the script, the modern dictation, which is there. Then he would say أبرز موضوعات السورة, the main themes of the surah. But this time he didn't mention here, maybe it was not printed. I tried to check the one online, there is nothing. So I put something, few words. أبرز موضوعات السورة الحديث عن بعض مخلوقات الله العظيمة, speaking about some of the great creations of Allah. شمس, ضحاها, قمر إذا تلاها, نهار إذا جلاها, so on and so forth. وعن تزكية النفس وتدسيتها, and about purifying the self, the soul, and corrupting the soul, right? Immersing the soul, putting the soul in a low position by committing sins and disobediences. Also, وعن ثمود, وعن ثمود, the people of Thamud, and the punishment they receive. وعن ثمود وعقوبتها, or وعن قوم ثمود وعقوبتهم. He starts then after that معاني الكلمات, the meanings of the words. والشمس وضحاها, ضحاها, ضحاها, he says ضوء الشمس ونورها, it is the light of the sun and its illumination. والشمس, by the sun, وضحاها, duha here is the light of the sun, its brightness. والقمر, by the moon, إذا تلاها, تلاها, he says تبعها, تبع is to follow, right? The moon when it follows it. والنهار, the day, إذا جلاها, جلاها يعني كشفها, كشف is to unveil, right? كشف, 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 right? كشف is to unveil something, right? So if you have something that is covered, so you unveil it, right? كشف, كشف المحجوب, right? Famous, I think, right? Unveiling what is covered, what is veiled, right? طيب. والأرض وما طحاها, طحاها, he says بسطها, بسطة means to spread out, to level, to make like a bisat, like a carpet. Bisat is carpet, you know this word, I hope. Bisat, Allah جعل لكم الأرض بساطة, Allah made the earth as a bisat, right? So this we call bisat, right? Even nowadays we use this word for the carpet, right? ونفس وما سواها, سواها خلقها على أحسن صورة, سواها, خلقها, he created it, على أحسن صورة, according to the best image, right? The word سواها there, he said leveled and perfectly fashioned, perfectly created, right? فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. ألهمها, he says بين لها, he clarified to it. So Allah clarified to the soul, to the self, what is good and what is bad, right? ألهمها, he inspired it, right? So ilham, the word ilham is inspiration, right? So when somebody sometimes tells you something that is not, where did you get this information? Is it ilham, are you being inspired? Inspiration, right? Ilham. The word ilham here, it means that Allah clarified to the soul the way. Allah put in its nature, right, to recognize things. طيب. فجورها, fujur is wickedness, immorality. He says طريق الشر here, the way of evil, the evil way. Taqwaha, taqwa, is piety, God-fearing, being mindful of Allah. But what he means by it, he says here, taqwaha tariqul khayr, the way to good, the good way. So Allah inspired and clarified to the human soul or self the wickedness, immorality, the bad way, and taqwaha, its piety or the pious way or the way of goodness. قد أفلح, أفلح فاز, he won, he triumphed. أفلح, you should know, because you say حي على الفلاح, أفلح فلاحا, right? Falah is what is called in masdar in Arabic, verbal noun in English, masdar, right? If it means anything to you, verbal noun, right? أفلح فلاحا, right? حي على الفلاح, come to success. أفلح is the verb, he succeeded, he succeeded. خاب is the opposite now. It means to be not successful, means to fail, right? خاب, خاب خسر, he explained it as lost, خسر, right? But it means to fail, خاب, right? خاب. دساها, the word دساها, قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها. So the one who purified it, أفلح, succeeded. The opposite to that is the one who دساها, he failed. He says دساها أهملها وضيعها. أهملها means he neglected it. ضيعها, he put it at loss. Now where the word comes from, shows up in the Quran. This is the beauty of this translation. It directs you to other places where the word or some verb or root of it shows up. You know about the Arabs before Islam who used to be afraid to have children because they have no food, right? They say if those children will come, they're gonna eat alongside with us, so we don't want those children. What they do? يدسه في التراب. دس يدس. يدسه في التراب. He shoves it into the dust. He buries the child, right? He buries the child, right? So dassaha comes from there, right? So the original meaning is to cover up, to bury, to immerse something in a way that you hide, right? So if you want to take the pen from me, so I take it and I put it in my pocket, right? Dasastuhu, right? I hid it, I put it in my pocket, right? So I hide it, right? And sometimes you bring sweets or chocolates, or the kids, they don't stop, so you have to hide it somewhere, so they eat it in gradually, not in one time, all of it, right? So what did you do with the chocolate? Dasastuha, right? I hid it. That's where it comes from. But it's talking about what? The one who commits sins, and therefore and last week, subhanallah, that's what we were doing with Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah. If you remember, he was saying that the person, he was explaining this ayah, he was saying that the person who commits the sin, he hides himself and he hides the commission of that sin, right? Because he knows it's not a good thing, right? So that's where it comes from. But then we understand that as the one who purifies his soul, he succeeded. This one now, the one who dirties himself. That's what dirties himself with sins, yani, right? So this one is the one who, here he says, أهملها وضيعها. He neglected it. He put his soul at loss, yani, by committing sins, by not purifying it. He corrupted it, as in the translation we read, right? That's the end meaning. Although the original meaning is to hide and to conceal, right? أيمسكه على هون أم يدسه في التراب. This is the ayah in the Quran when one is given the news of a female baby. The Arabs, they used to do that to boys and girls. With boys, they do it because they don't want them to eat alongside it. With the girls, they don't want them to, they don't want to spend over them, right? And plus they fear maybe a war will happen, then they capture those girls and then we are disgraced and shamed, right? In the modern times, they do the same thing, but then they cover it with modernity. My body, my right? And the likes of that, right? And the complete, they tie the tubes in a way that someone, will not be able to, either impregnate or, won't be able to conceive, right? The man or the woman, right? So this is the modern way of doing that, but then it used to be done before, right? Even now the same thing. Oh, we don't have money to spend over them, we cannot raise them properly, therefore only one child, right? And the likes of that. That's if they have children at all, right? طيب. So التفسير الإجمالي للآيات, the general explanation of the verses. يقسم الله تعالى في هذه السورة. Allah makes oaths in this chapter ببعض المخلوقات العجيبة, with some of the wonderful creations. عجيبة, wonderful, amazing. عجيبة, right? So you say something happens or something out of the ordinary, you say عجيب. Ajib. What is this? Ajib, right? Ajiba is the same word but the feminine, right? Ajiba. So some of the wonderful, some of the amazing creations. فقد أقسم الله تعالى بالشمس ونورها. For surely Allah made an oath by the sun and its brightness, its light. وبالنهار الذي تظهر فيه الأرض بسبب ضوء الشمس. And he made an oath with the day in which the earth shows up, in which the earth emerges in it because of the light of the sun. وأقسم بالقمر الذي يطلع عندما تغيب الشمس. And he made an oath with the moon which shows up when the sun sets, right? ويأتي الليل, and when the night comes. So when the sun goes away, then the night falls, and the moon shows up. ويستر الأرض. يأتي الليل, the night comes and it covers the earth. يستر, right? ستر, يستر. That's why the curtain is called sitar, right? Sitar, satara, to cover, right? ويستر الأرض وما عليها. Night falls and it covers the earth and what's on it. وأقسم الله تعالى بالسماء وبمن بناها. And Allah made an oath with the sky and with the one who created it. وهو الله تعالى, and that is Allah تعالى. فالله تعالى أقسم بذاته العظيمة. So Allah تعالى, exalted He is, He made an oath with His great self, entity, that, right? The word that meaning entity, essence, right? كما أقسم الله بالأرض. Likewise, Allah made an oath with the earth. التي بسطها لتسهل الحياة عليها. He made an oath with the earth which He spread out and leveled so that life will be easy on it. وأقسم الله أيضا بالنفس البشرية. And also Allah made an oath. أيضا means also. Also Allah made an oath. بالنفس البشرية, made an oath with the human soul. بشر, human. بشرية is the adjective now. النفس البشرية. التي أحسن الله تعالى خلقها. Allah made an oath with the human soul which Allah perfected its creation. وبين لها طريق الخير, and clarified to it the way of good, وطريق الشر, and the way of evil. كل هذه الأمور العظيمة, all of these great matters, التي تدل على قدرة الله تعالى, which prove the great ability of Allah تعالى. أقسم الله بها على أمر مهم جدا. Allah made an oath by all of these for a matter that is muhim, important, جدا, very. مهم جدا, very important. Muhim means important, جدا, very. Muhim and jiddan, these are important words. Jiddan you can add. So jayyid, you say jayyid, which means good. You add jiddan, becomes very good, right? Delicious, ladhidh, right? You say jiddan, becomes ladhidhun jiddan, very delicious, and so on, so forth. The word jiddan is you can use it a lot, right? And the word muhim meaning important, right? Important. This important matter that Allah made an oath, what is it? وهو بيان أن الإنسان, and that is clarifying that the human الذي يطهر نفسه من الشرك والمعاصي يكون فائزا ويدخل الجنة. This important matter that Allah made an oath for is clarifying that the human who purifies himself, يطهر نفسه. طهارة, you know the word طهارة, purification. طهارة. إن الله يحب التوابين ويحب المتطهرين. He loves those who purify themselves. متطهر, purify themselves. لا يمسه إلا المطهرون, those who are purified only touch it, right? Purified, right? طيب. يطهر نفسه, he's using the word يطهر for زكاها, زكى, because تزكية is to purify, to cleanse, to sanctify yourself, right? To purify yourself, the one who purifies himself from shirk, association of partners in worship with Allah, and ma'asi, disobedience, يكون فائزا, he will be successful, he will be a winner. Faiz, winner, right? So if we have a competition, right, and we say who من الفائز, who's the winner, right? فائز, فاز يفوز فوزا فائز, right? فاز فائز, right? And you know, I'm sure you know someone whose name is Faiz or Faiza, right? That's what it means, a winner, right? Fawz, yes, Fawz. Fawz, also they use it as a female name, Fawz, right? And they use for the Fawzan, you know, they do that, right? طيب. يكون فائزا, he will be a winner and he will enter paradise ويدخل الجنة. أما الإنسان الذي يضيع نفسه بالكفر, as for the human who puts himself at loss, يضيع نفسه, he puts himself at loss بالكفر, by disbelieving, ويفسدها بالمعاصي, and he corrupts it, he corrupts his soul by disobediences, فإنه يكون خاسرا, then surely he will be a loser. فائز خاسر, فاز يفوز فوزا فائز, خسر يخسر خسرانا خاسر, فائز خاسر. So if you have a soccer game, right, there will be فريق, a team that is فائز, and a فريق, a team that is خاسر, right? Right? So if they have that and you ask أنت فائز أم خاسر, right? Are you a winner or a loser? Right? طيب. أما الإنسان الذي يضيع نفسه بالكفر, as for the person who puts himself at loss by disbelieving, ويفسدها بالمعاصي, and he corrupts it with sins, فإنه يكون خاسرا, then surely he will be a loser, ويدخل النار, and he enters the fire. إن الذي يدخل النار لا يلوم إلا نفسه, surely the one who enters the fire, he blames nobody but his own self. لأن الله تعالى بين له طريق الخير, that is because Allah Ta'ala clarified to him the way of good. وأمره بالسير فيه, and he commanded him to walk on it, on the path of good. وبين له طريق الشر, and he clarified to him the way of evil. وحذره من السير فيه, and he warned him against walking in it or on it. كما قال تعالى, as Allah Ta'ala said, فألهمها فجورها وتقواها, he inspired it, he clarified to it its immorality, wickedness, and taqwaha, its piety, way of evil and way of good. فوائد وإرشادات من الآيات, benefits and guidelines from the verses. Number one, الكون وما فيه, the universe. كون, this word كان يكون, right? كان, the verb to be, right? كون, كون is the universe, the being, you know, this universe, right? الكون, الكون وما فيه من مخلوقات عظيمة. This is why كون, because Allah made it, brought it into being, that's why it's called كون, right? إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون, right? If he wanted something, he says be, and it is, right? So becomes part of this كون, right? كان يكون كونا, right? And the person or the thing that was is called كائن, like فاز يفوز فائز, خسر يخسر خاسر, كان يكون كائن, كونا كائن. So you say كائن, the being, right? Right? So you say هذا كائن بحري, this is a being that is for the sea, يعني from the sea, like fish and you know the likes of that. كائن بري, right? Something that Allah created, a being that is land, from the land, right? The animals of the land, or يعني anything, creature from the land, right? كائن. الكائنات, the plural now, things, the beings, right? كائنات حية, living organisms, right? Living things, right? طيب. الكون وما فيه, the universe and what is in it, من مخلوقات عظيمة, of great creations, يدل على قدرة الله تعالى, proves the ability of Allah ta'ala. Number 2, خلق الله تعالى الإنسان على أحسن صورة. Allah created the human according to the best fashion, the best image. Sura, image, right? So picture, it's called Sura, right? The word Sura in Arabic is an image. It could be the statue, it could be the drawing, it could be the photograph. All of that is a surah, right? وَبَيَّنَ لَهُ طَرِيقَ الْخَيْرِ وَالشَّرِّ, and clarified to him the way of good and the way of evil. Number 3, الْإِنسَانُ الَّذِي يُحَافِظُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ, the person, the human who guards himself, who protects himself. وَيَبْتَعِدُ عَنِ الْمَعَاصِي, and he shies away, stays away from sins. يَفُوزُ بِالْجَنَّةِ, he will win paradise. Number 4, الإنسان الذي يفسد نفسه بالمعاصي يدخل النار, the human who corrupts himself by sins, he enters the fire. Number 5, كان الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قرأ قوله تعالى, the Prophet, the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم, he used to, if he recited the statement of Allah تعالى, ونفس وما سواها, and by the soul and the one who created it, يقول, he used to say, اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها, O Allah, grant ourselves, our souls, its piety, their piety, وزكها, and purify them, our souls, that is. أنت خير من زكاها, you are the best of those who purified the souls. أنت وليها ومولاها, you are its patron, its ally, and its master, its owner. Right? This is narrated by Imam Muslim. So you purify yourself. This purification came as a reference to the human. You purify yourself. And it came as a reference to Allah. يزكيهم, He purifies them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah legislated the ways and means for you to purify yourself, and you cannot purify yourself except by His will, His grace, and His bounty subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So both meanings are there in different places in the Quran, and here the Prophet ﷺ is asking Allah to purify. Right? O Allah, grant ourselves piety and purify them, purify our souls. You are the best of those who purify them. Right? You are its patron, its ally, and its master and owner. Right? تدريبات ومناقشات, discussions, exercises and discussions. Number 1, استخرج آية من السورة, extract one verse from the chapter, تدل على أن الله تعالى, proving that Allah تعالى بين للإنسان طريق الخير وطريق الشر, clarify to the human the way of good and the way of evil. فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. This means Allah clarified, enlightened, inspired the soul of the way of good and the way of evil. Right? اذكر ثلاثة من الأشياء, mention 3 of the things التي أقسم الله بها في السورة, which Allah made an oath with in the chapter. الشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء. We only wanted 3. We mentioned more, right? So many things that Allah made an oath with. طيب. اجعل الجمل في المجموعة ألف مقابل ما يناسبها من المجموعة باء. It says make the sentences in the group A corresponding to what is suitable for them from the group B. Let's see group A what it is. إذا غابت الشمس, when the sun disappears, meaning sets. Number 2, إذا جاء النهار, when the day comes in. Number 3, إذا ابتعد الإنسان عن المعاصي, if the human shies away, stays away from sins. That's group A. Group B, ظهرت الأرض وما عليها, the earth shows up and what's on it also shows up. Number 2, دخل الجنة بفضل الله, he will enter paradise by the bounty, the favor of Allah. Number 3, طلع القمر, the moon shows up, emerges, comes out, طلع, right? So number 1, إذا غابت الشمس, when the sun disappears, what happens? ظهرت الأرض وما عليها, the earth and what's on it shows up. Number 2, he enters paradise by the grace of Allah. Number 3, طلع القمر, the moon emerges or shows up. So إذا غابت الشمس طلع القمر, right? طلع القمر. Number 2, إذا جاء النهار, when the day comes in, right? ظهرت الأرض وما عليها, the earth and what's on it shows up. Or دخل الجنة بفضل الله, ظهرت الأرض, the earth shows up and what's on it. Number 3, إذا ابتعد الإنسان عن المعاصي, only one choice left, دخل الجنة بفضل الله. إذا ابتعد الإنسان عن المعاصي, if the human stays away from sins, he will enter دخل الجنة بفضل الله, he will enter paradise by the bounty, the grace and favor of Allah. Number 4, استخرج من الآيات عكس الكلمات التالية, extract from the verses عكس, the opposite, right, the reverse, right, of the following words. Number 1, خاب. The ayah says وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا, the one who corrupts it, he has failed, right? خاب. What's the opposite to خاب? What do you think? قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا, the one who purified it, he won, right? أفلح خاب, right? أفلح, right? فالح خائب. I'm sure you know someone فالح. It's a common name, يعني, that's being used. فالح, right? فالح, right? And خائب, the opposite, right? أفلح خاب. قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها. Number 2, زكاها, he purified it. The opposite is دساها وقد خاب من دساها, right? The one who corrupted it, right? Hid it because of committing sins, right? Number 3, this one is kind of tricky. جلاها, والنهار إذا جلاها, and the day when it unveils it, when it makes it clear, right? Manifests. What's the opposite of jallaha? He says from the verses, يغشاها, طيب, يعني جلاها, from the verses we can use the word يغشاها, right? غاشية, you remember the غاشية, right? Surah al-Ghashiyah, the one that covers, right? The day of judgment covers up, right? يغشى الليل إذا يغشى, the night comes in and covers, right? طيب, so جلاها يغشاها, although not in the same tense, but it's okay, inshallah. طيب, that's it for tonight. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. بارك الله فيكم. إن شاء الله يعني for the tafsir إن شاء الله next week. Tomorrow we have our 3 sessions إن شاء الله, or 1 session, 3-part session إن شاء الله. Faiz. Yes. We have one of our brothers, this is his name here. He comes, he prays with us all the time. Faiz.
Sheikh, is the same name like Sheikh Fawzan and this is similar sentence? Fawzan.
Fawzan, yes, from Fawz actually. It's just, يعني it's from, I think it's يعني from more of a slang, but يعني it's okay.
Just
They use this.
when you say Faiz, then this is the name strike my mind first.
Yes, yes. It's inshallah the root Allah knows best is taken from there. Yes, Fawzan, from Fawz. Yes.
What is the worst